Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Quanisha and today I'll be going over a speed paint video that I've done in Clip Studio Paint for their theme this month, which is a festive feast. I'll be going over what I consider to be a festive feast and what it is, along with giving you some tips and tricks that I've used to create this masterpiece. So I did start off with a sketch that I've done in my sketchbook and that I then imported into Clip Studio Paint. So if you are new to Clip Studio Paint, I do want to quickly show you how I've done that. So I am using Windows. So you would just go to your File Explorer and you would select the file that you want to use. I'm just going to use this file here just for creative purposes. And instead of putting it in the canvas area, for me, I just went ahead and added it to the layers tab, because if you add it into the canvas area, it's going to create a new tab, and sometimes you don't want to change the proportions of your paper. So that's why I've done that. But from there, you can adjust the sizing of the image, where it's located, and turn down the opacity if you want to, but I'm just going to leave that on or up to 100 for this purpose. Now, the sketch that I've actually done for the purpose of this video is this one here, which is of a family gathering. And usually a family gathering for me would usually look like a southern barbecue because I am from the south. But for the creative purposes of this video, I did create a luau, um, which you'll see come together once I sketch everything out. Now, the occasions that usually bring me and my family and friends together would usually be those big holidays or birthdays, the normal things. I can remember one Easter, we even had a block party where our whole neighborhood was invited, um, and, family and friends. Um, and we had just about everything that you could think about to eat. We had ribs, chicken, hot dogs, hamburgers, and this was all before I became a vegetarian, but I mean everything was bomb. Bomb. But we had like an Easter egg hunt where you would have to find a golden egg, and you would win $20 if you found a golden egg. We had dance contests. It was like a whole lot of great positive energy that brought us all together. I do think those type of events that I had when I was younger, they did shape and mold me. Uh, I mean, to the person that I am today, because I can literally remember those childhood memories of such great times with family and friends. Um, Now, when I am creating this painting here, I do create a lot of layers, and I'm just going to go in and start adding colors. Now, I do add my colors um, with I do add my colors with the lasso tool. I know that that kind of went by kind of pretty fast, so I did want to kind of point that out, that I use the lasso tool, and that's only because my lines are very jagged. I like them that way. I don't like very straight lines, and the paint bucket tool wouldn't fill in the lines the way that I would like them. So just to kind of give like an example, I'm just going to create another layer and use this image here and show where I um, use the lasso tool. It'll be in the selection area icon, and I kind of create this smudge. And I'm doing this all with my mouse, so don't judge me. And I'm going to just choose the color white, and we're just going to add that there. And I'm just going to bring down the opacity so it kind of looks like a little smudge. So, yeah. And I like the lasso tool, like I said, because it does help me out with those jagged lines. So same thing, like here with this little piece of paper, and I'm not sure how straight I can get it with this mouse, but I'm gonna try. Um, but yeah, I just kind of like trace out the square, and I'm gonna make the paper red, and I'm just gonna paint it. Yay! But you kind of get the idea. But um, I use the lasso tool, you know, just to kind of fill in all of the lines, and it makes the process for me a lot easier. So I'm just gonna go in and kind of add more color, and I think I end up missing a part of this video because I think that it's gonna jump from everyone, all of the family members not having color to them having color. So as you see there, uh, but I don't know exactly what happened to that portion because I think there was something else that I wanted to explain about my sketching process. But oh yes, there is. So I did create a lot of different layers, as you can see here on my right hand side of my layers property. So there's different folders, and I love layers because I don't want to mess anything up. But almost every person has like their own layers, and I usually use about three of them: one for the skin tone, one for like their clothing, and one to kind of like add little details and lines, and um, to kind of redefine the shape. I guess that's what I would say. But from there, you'll see me kind of like adjusting, like redefining everyone's shapes and going from layer to layer. Now there is another cool trick that Clip Studio Paint has that I use in order to keep track of what is on what layer. Um, so for that, all you would have to do is say I wanted to create select his blue shirt. You'll click Control, and then you would kind of like click on the person's color, and then it will highlight the item. So you'll say, oh, it's on such and such layer. But to go back to our video, um, there is a portion here where I am using another feature that Clip Studio Paint has, which is a border effect. So you can see me painting that in, but those outlines, I did not draw any of those outlines. Those were um, drawn for me through the border effect. And I'm going to show you that example as well. So I'm just going to create another layer, and I'm just going to keep that color red. And in this layers properties area, there is a border effect. That will be that first little dot there. Now I'm going to change the color to black. Um, and I'm also going to adjust the thickness of the edges of the border. I'm going to say 10. So if I start to draw with my mouse, it's going to have borders around them. Now, if I turn that off, the borders are gone, on, the borders are back on. But there are different things that you can do with that border effect. Like I said, you can adjust the thickness of it. Um, there is a um, border effect details like the watercolor edges and a lot of different other things. So that is another great feature that I felt like was helpful with me creating different things. So as you can see, I start making oranges and um, what is this called? What was that called? A Dutch oven. That was a Dutch oven, right? Yeah, that was a Dutch oven. But yes, something like that. And I wish I would have used it on these little posts right here too, because it would have made my life so much easier. You see, Yeah, I'm gonna redefine those, but yeah, if I would have used it on these little posts where the piggy or the hog is on, I think it would have made my life 10 times easier. But um, as you can see here, there is a very bright hue now. I did also start to add other layers for blend modes, and now that blend mode has darkened. So my blend modes would be like the top two layers that I use. These are my last two layers. These are the finishing touches, even though I'm going to continue to sketch. These are my finishing touches for my image to make it pop. So I use a red overlay to create light. So from the fire here and the tikis back here, I created a red overlay. I also let that red overlay go into some of these areas here because, you know, the the projection of light. But I also created shadows as well with that blue layer, that darkened layer, um, to create a sense of the sun is going down. It's getting dark outside. It's getting darker outside. So those blend modes just created like a sort of ambiance for me. I don't have all of the details on blend modes. I'm not the best at explaining them, but there are plenty of videos on YouTube that go into that. I I also had created the brushes for these bushes. I know that that portion of the video was missing as well, on where I showed how to um, create your own brush. Well, not, but I also had that video created as well. Like I have a video created for that portion as well. So if you want to know how to create your own brush in Clip Studio Paint, I do have a video that I will have linked so that way you can check that out and create your own brush. It may not be exactly these leaves. I did those leaves with my custom brush and these flower petals with my custom brush. So it may not be exactly these items in my video, but it will show you a step by step on how to create your own brush from images. So definitely check that out. But yeah, after those blend molds are done, I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, this was a very fun experience for me. And I guess that's it for this video. If you want more videos in the future, or if you have questions or comments, just definitely do that. Definitely subscribe to my channel. And until next time.